Have you ever been caught in a mental spiral, replaying the same worries, analyzing every possible outcome, yet never truly moving forward? It's exhausting, isn't it? Like running on a treadmill but never getting anywhere. But what if I told you that your thoughts don't have to control you? That there's a way to step off the treadmill, to find clarity, peace, and even freedom from the endless cycle of overthinking? Today, we're diving into the Buddhist approach to mindfulness, a practice designed to quiet the noise and bring you back to the present moment. Because here's the truth, peace isn't something you need to chase. It's already within you, you just have to learn how to uncover it. Through this video, we'll explore why overthinking happens, how mindfulness can shift your perspective, and practical techniques you can use right now to break free. Imagine waking up without the weight of yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries. Imagine a mind that feels clear, light, and truly present. So, if you're ready to take that first step toward a calmer, more peaceful life, stay with me. And if anything resonates with you along the way, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Because this journey, you're not in it alone. Let's begin. Part 1. Breaking free from the cycle of overthinking, a Buddhist perspective. The silent trap of overthinking. Have you ever felt like your mind just won't stop? One thought leads to another, and suddenly you're drowning in possibilities, regrets, and doubts. Your brain tells you it's trying to help, analyzing, preparing, keeping you safe. But in reality, it's like a boat circling the shore, never actually setting sail. You're stuck. This constant mental noise isn't just frustrating, it's exhausting. Science tells us that overthinking increases stress, disrupts sleep, and drains mental energy, leaving us anxious and overwhelmed. And yet, stopping feels impossible. But here's the truth, you are not your thoughts. Buddhism teaches that the mind is like water. When disturbed, it becomes murky and chaotic. But when still, it reflects truth. Overthinking is like stirring the water, your thoughts mix and swirl, making everything unclear. The solution isn't to force the water to settle. It's to step back and watch it return to calm on its own. Why do we overthink? The science and the spirituality. From a psychological standpoint, overthinking is rooted in survival instincts. Your brain evolved to predict danger, to analyze every possibility before taking action. It's trying to protect you, but in modern life, this instinct can become a burden. Instead of saving us from danger, it keeps us trapped in hesitation, regret, and anxiety. Buddhism sees this struggle differently. According to the teachings of impermanence, anicca, everything, our thoughts, worries, emotions, is fleeting. The problem isn't that you have thoughts, it's that you attach to them. You mistake them for reality, believing every worry, every fear, is important. What would happen if you simply let them go? The mindfulness shift, observing without attachment. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float downstream. Each leaf represents a thought. A worry about work, a regret from the past, a fear of the future. Normally, you might grab one, hold on to it, analyze every detail. But instead, what if you simply watched it drift away? This is mindfulness. It's the practice of observing thoughts without attaching to them. Instead of saying, "Why do I feel this way?" say, "I see that I feel this way." Overthinking isn't the problem. Attachment is. A simple mindfulness practice to break the cycle. Next time you catch yourself spiraling, try this. 1. Pause. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. 2. Acknowledge your thoughts. Say to yourself, "I notice I'm overthinking." 3. Visualize each thought as a cloud or a leaf floating by. Watch it pass, without chasing it. 4. Return to the present. Feel your breath. Listen to a sound in the room. Ground yourself. In Buddhism, this technique is known as detached observation. By training the mind to watch rather than engage, you create space between yourself and your thoughts. And in that space, peace. A soft transition to the next section. We've talked about the cycle of overthinking and how mindfulness can help, but there's something even deeper at play. The mind's greatest illusion is control. We believe we can solve everything if we just think hard enough. But what if true freedom comes from letting go? Part 2. The Buddhist perspective on the mind, finding clarity through stillness. The mind is like water. Imagine standing by a quiet lake at dawn. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the trees, the sky, and the soft glow of morning light. Now, imagine throwing a stone into that lake. The surface ripples, distorting the reflection, making everything unclear. This, in essence, is how our minds work. Buddhism teaches that the mind is like water, naturally clear when undisturbed, but easily clouded by thoughts, emotions, and distractions. Overthinking, stress, and worry stir the water, making it difficult to see things as they truly are. But unlike water, which settles naturally over time, our minds require intention. The key isn't to fight the disturbance, it's to learn how to observe it without attachment. The illusion of control. Many of us believe that if we just think harder, analyze more, or prepare for every possible outcome, we'll finally find certainty. But what does that really give us? More stress. More doubt. More exhaustion. From a scientific perspective, the brain is wired to predict and protect. Our minds crave control because uncertainty feels dangerous. It's a survival instinct, our ancestors needed it to avoid threats. But in today's world, where most dangers exist only in our thoughts, this instinct works against us. Buddhism approaches this differently. Instead of seeking control, it teaches acceptance, impermanence, and the art of letting go. Because here's the truth, not everything needs to be solved. Not every thought needs to be analyzed. Some things are meant to pass, like clouds drifting across the sky. Mindfulness, watching without judgment. So how do we apply this wisdom in daily life? It starts with mindfulness, the practice of observing thoughts without attachment. Imagine your mind as a river. Thoughts come and go, like leaves floating downstream. When you grasp onto a thought, anxiety about the future, regret about the past, it disrupts the flow. But when you simply watch the thoughts pass, without holding on to them, the river continues on its way, smooth and undisturbed. Try this. 1. Pause. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath. 2. Notice your thoughts, but don't engage. Imagine them as clouds passing overhead. 3. Don't label them as good or bad. Just observe. 4. Return to your breath. The present moment is always here, waiting. This practice isn't about forcing the mind to be silent, it's about creating space between you and your thoughts. The more you practice, the more you realize, thoughts come and go, but they do not define you. The power of non-attachment. Buddhism teaches that much of our suffering comes from attachment, holding too tightly to things we cannot control. When we attach to negative thoughts, we reinforce them, making them feel heavier. But what if we simply let them be? Think of a burning candle. If you hold on to it too tightly, you get burned. But if you observe the flame from a safe distance, you can appreciate its warmth without harm. The same goes for our thoughts. The next time you find yourself trapped in overthinking, ask yourself, is this thought helping me, or just keeping me stuck? What happens if I simply observe it instead of engaging? Can I accept that this thought, too, will pass? Soft transition to the next section. We've explored the nature of the mind and the power of mindful observation, but mindfulness alone is just the beginning. True peace comes when we embrace impermanence, understanding that nothing, not even our struggles, lasts forever. Part 3. Letting go, a mindfulness practice to quiet the mind. The power of a single breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep, slow breath in. Hold it for just a second, then gently let it go. Did you feel it, the slight release, the tiny shift in awareness? This is the beginning of mindfulness. It's not complicated, not something reserved for monks meditating in temples. It's a simple act of presence, choosing to notice the moment instead of getting lost in endless thoughts. And yet, this simple practice has the power to change the way we experience life. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from attachment, our tendency to hold on too tightly to things beyond our control. We cling to past mistakes, future worries, and even fleeting emotions. But what if, instead of fighting our thoughts, we could simply let them drift away, like leaves floating downstream? The science behind letting go. From a neurological perspective, overthinking activates the brain's stress response, increasing cortisol levels and keeping us in a cycle of anxiety. Studies show that mindfulness reduces this stress, shifting brain activity away from survival mode thinking and toward clarity and calm. Buddhism offers a similar explanation but in a more profound way. Our suffering comes from our resistance. When we resist an unwanted thought, it grows stronger. When we try to force ourselves to stop thinking, we only end up thinking more. The key isn't suppression, it's observation. This is why mindfulness works. It teaches us to see thoughts without engaging, to allow emotions without attachment. Imagine each worry, each regret, as a cloud in the sky. Instead of chasing it, you simply watch it pass. So, let's practice. A simple mindfulness exercise. Close your eyes and take another deep breath in. As you exhale, visualize your worries, stress, anxiety, frustration, gathering onto a single floating leaf. See it drifting gently on the surface of a calm river. Watch as the water carries it forward, further and further, until it disappears beyond your sight. Now, take another breath. Feel the weight of your body, the air around you. You are here. You are present. And in this moment, you have let go. Does this make your problems disappear forever? No. But it gives your mind space, allowing clarity to emerge. And with practice, you will begin to see thoughts for what they really are, temporary visitors, not permanent truths. Why mindfulness works, and how to use it daily. Mindfulness is not about forcing your mind into silence. It's about recognizing that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer. Here's how you can integrate this practice into your daily life. 1. Morning mindfulness. Before reaching for your phone, take a deep breath and notice the sensations in your body. Start the day aware, not reactive. 2. Pause between tasks. Instead of rushing from one thing to the next, stop for a moment. Take a breath. Reset your mind. 3. Mindful walking. Instead of walking while lost in thought, pay attention to your steps, the feeling of the ground beneath you, the rhythm of your body. 4. End of day reflection. Before bed, take a few moments to simply breathe. Let go of the day's worries and return to the present. Each of these small moments trains your mind to step back rather than get lost in thought, creating space for peace. A gentle transition to the next section. We've explored how mindfulness can help us break free from overwhelming thoughts. But there's something deeper to consider, the nature of change itself. In Buddhism, understanding impermanence is the key to lasting peace. Because when we truly embrace that everything shifts and nothing stays the same, we stop grasping at things that were never meant to be held. Part 4. The power of impermanence, finding peace in change. Everything changes, and that's a good thing. Picture a quiet lake at sunrise. The water is still, reflecting the golden hues of morning. Then, a breeze passes. The surface shifts, rippling gently before settling once more. Change is the nature of all things, whether it's the seasons, the sky, or the thoughts in your mind. No storm lasts forever. No wave stays in place. And yet, we often resist change, clinging to things that are meant to evolve. Buddhism teaches that true peace comes not from controlling life but accepting its impermanence. Why do we fear change? The science behind resistance. Our brains crave stability. From a psychological standpoint, humans are wired to seek predictability because uncertainty can feel like danger. Change means stepping into the unknown, and for many, that's unsettling. But here's the paradox: the more we resist change, the more we suffer. Studies show that embracing uncertainty reduces stress and anxiety, allowing people to adapt more easily to life's challenges. Buddhism has long understood this concept, teaching that attachment to permanence is one of the root causes of suffering. When we try to freeze moments, hold on to emotions, or keep things exactly as they are, we fight against the natural flow of life. Impermanence is not a threat, it's a gift. Buddhist wisdom: nothing lasts, and that's okay. Buddhism embraces the principle of anicca, the idea that all things are fleeting. This applies to everything: joy, sorrow, success, failure. Nothing stays the same forever. Your struggles today, they will pass. The worries keeping you up at night, they will fade. Consider a river. It never holds on to a single drop of water, yet it remains a river. Life is the same way. Instead of clinging to each moment, we must learn to flow with it, embrace it, and let it move naturally. Ask yourself, what if you stopped fighting change and started trusting it? Could you see endings not as losses, but as new beginnings? How much lighter would life feel if you released the things you cannot control? A mindfulness practice for embracing impermanence. Try this simple reflection exercise. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Think of something troubling you, a fear, a regret, a stress. Imagine holding it in your hands. Now, visualize it dissolving, like mist in the morning sun. Watch it fade, slowly and gently. Say to yourself, this, too, will pass. Breathe in acceptance. Breathe out resistance. This practice teaches your mind to release attachment and welcome change, helping you find peace in the unknown. Soft transition to the next section. We've explored impermanence and the freedom that comes from accepting it. But how do we take that understanding and truly apply it to daily life? The answer lies in presence. Once we stop clinging to the past and future, we can finally embrace the only moment that truly exists, now. Part 5. Finding peace in the present, the art of truly living. The illusion of time. Think about the last time you caught yourself lost in thought, worrying about the future, replaying the past, running through endless, what-if, scenarios. Did you notice how it pulled you away from the moment? Buddhism teaches that the only moment that truly exists is now. Everything else, yesterday, tomorrow, even a minute from now, is just a thought in your mind. Yet, we spend so much of our lives chasing time that we forget to actually live. Overthinking steals today by worrying about a future that hasn't arrived or clinging to a past that no longer exists. But here's the truth: peace is never found in thinking, it's found in being. Why the present moment matters. From a scientific perspective, mindfulness has been shown to reduce stress, improve mental clarity, and increase happiness. The more we focus on the now, the less power negative thoughts have over us. In Buddhism, this idea is deeply woven into the concept of impermanence, anicca. The past has already slipped through our fingers, and the future is only a possibility. Holding on to either one is like grasping at water, it always moves through our hands. But the present? It is real, tangible, and full of life. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly listened to the sound of rain or felt the warmth of the sun without distraction? How often do you experience moments fully, without thinking about what's next? We rush through life, constantly chasing what's next, while failing to see what's here. A mindfulness practice, coming back to now. Next time you feel overwhelmed by overthinking, try this. 1. Pause. Wherever you are, stop and take a slow breath. 2. Notice one thing around you. The texture of your shirt, the weight of your feet on the ground, the scent of the air. 3. Say to yourself, I am here. Let the words settle in your mind. 4. Take another deep breath, exhaling slowly. Feel the moment. This simple practice anchors you to the only moment that truly exists, now. With time, you will find that your mind quiets, your worries fade, and your awareness deepens. Shifting your mindset, being versus thinking. We often believe that thinking things through will bring us peace. That if we analyze enough, prepare enough, control enough, we'll finally feel safe. But the reality is, thinking will never solve the feeling of restlessness, only presence will. Buddhism teaches that the mind will always generate thoughts, but we don't have to follow every one. Instead of seeing your thoughts as absolute truth, try seeing them as passing clouds, coming, going, changing shape, but never staying. If peace feels distant, ask yourself, what if I stopped chasing life and started living it? Could I find joy in the simplest moments? What happens if I stop thinking and just breathe? The present moment doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be noticed. Soft transition to the conclusion. We've explored how mindfulness and acceptance can bring clarity, but peace isn't just about understanding, it's about practice. Your life is happening right now. Will you choose to be present for it? Final reflection, finding freedom from overthinking. Overthinking isn't something we conquer, it's something we learn to release. This journey isn't about silencing your thoughts, it's about giving them space to come and go, without clinging to them. Like waves on the shore, they rise, they fall, and then they fade. You are not those waves. You are the steady presence watching them, untouched by their movement. Buddhism teaches us that peace isn't found in controlling the mind, but in learning to observe it. Through mindfulness, acceptance, and the practice of letting go, you can step out of the cycle of overthinking and return to the only place that truly exists, the present moment. So take this lesson with you. Pause when your mind races. Breathe when your worries grow loud. Watch your thoughts pass, knowing they are temporary. This isn't just philosophy, it's a real practice, one that can bring clarity, calm, and deep inner peace. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to take a moment to reflect. What part of today's lesson spoke to you the most? How might you apply it in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you'd like to continue exploring powerful life lessons rooted in mindfulness, Buddhism, and self-growth, subscribe to Life Lessons. Because this journey, you're not walking it alone. We're in it together.